think we're in chapter 2. Amud 52, page 52. So something we haven't said yet, this will probably be the whole shiur today, that Omer, this is in this week's Parsha. Sefirat HaOmer is in this week's Parsha, and HaOmer. It's not a mistake. HaOmer you write Aleph Mem Reish. And Omer you write Ayin Mem Reish. So we already talked about the fact that they're connected, but we didn't explain the initials. So Omer means a bushel. And Omer, Emor, is to speak. So we said the whole thing here is to speak. Sfira is to count, to speak. Well, it's not just to speak, it's also that your words should shine out. We said that on Pesach, we received freedom. Which freedom? The freedom of speech. Pesach, to be able to speak. So, good. So the mouth should be able to speak. So what's the connection between the two? So we said, first of all, that Ayin and Aleph, they're like the inside and the outside of the same letter. So Aleph is like on the inside, it's the Pnimius. It stands for Or, with an Aleph, light. And Ayin, from Omer, is the outside, it's the vessel. And it stands for Ayin, Or with an Ayin, which means skin. Right? This is the famous thing in Rabbi Meir's Torah. Rabbi Meir was a scribe, was a Sofer Stam. And in his Torah, he had on the colophon, on the side, on the Shulaim, so where it says, V'al bishem kotonot or, that God dressed them in garments of skin, meaning of leather, it said there, like there was a tag, and he put on the side, or with an aleph, in garments of light. Now, this is a famous thing from the Gemara. So what's the connection between Omer and Omer, except for this? So it's famous that Ayin Mem Reish and Aleph Mem Reish are initials of the elements. Right? What are the elements? The four elements. Esh, Mayim, Ruach, Afar. Fire, and water, and spirit, or wind, air, and earth, Afar, dust. So if we write Omer with an Ayin, Sefirat HaOmer, counting the Omer, what letter are we missing? We have the Ayin, Mem Reish. We have Afar, Mayim, Ruach. We have the earth, we have the water, and we have the spirit. We're missing the Aleph. That's the Esh. So, but when we write Omer with an Aleph, Emor, like Emor, Omer, then we're missing the Ayin, the Afar. So these are two very important ideas in Pnimius. That when you speak, what's missing is the vessel, the earth. Meaning when I speak, it has to go into something. So if it goes into writing, so that's the vessel. If it goes into someone's ear and he does something, that's the vessel. If I daven and I don't create a vessel, what does it mean I don't create a vessel? I don't hear what I'm saying. I don't mean what I'm saying, so that's Omer without the Ayin. But there's also the opposite, Omer with an Ayin without the Aleph. What does that mean? That there's vessel, the Omer itself, Sefirat HaOmer, counting the Omer, that's the vessel. And what I'm missing is the Aleph is the fire. What's the fire? Where does the fire come from? That's from the speech. Okay? So when we count the Omer, what we're doing is we have a vessel. The vessel is the mitzvah that Hashem gave us. And the light that goes into the mitzvah, that's the speech that we speak. So when we count the Omer, we're completing the Omer. The Omer with Ayin Mem Reish is missing the Aleph, and our speech, that's the additional Aleph. That's the Ish. That's the fire that, as it were, comes out of the mouth. What's missing, the fire is always Dat. It's always consciousness. What's missing is that you have the words in the Siddur. It's already a vessel. It's already written. Everything was put together already for us. What's missing is that somebody add the candle to it, add the flame to it. The flame is in my consciousness, is in the fact that I count it. So then I complete the entire structure. Where is there Omer without an Ayin? That's in Sefirat. Sefirat talks about fire, water, and spirit, but there's no earth there. And all the mitzvot that we have are the opposite. They're the earth, the water, and the spirit, but without the fire. So basically we're complementing one with the other. That's the idea. So now he says, V'nei Chag HaPesach נקבע בחודש האביב את קציר סורים, ואז נצווינו ממנו יתברך ויתעלה להקריב לפניו בעזרת השם מנחת העומר, לפניו ברוך הוא מנחת העומר מן השעורים. והיינו כדאית בראש השנה דף ט"ז, אמר רבי יהודה משום רבי עקיבא, not רבי יהודה, I know who the re is here is, מפני מה אמרה תורה הביאו עומר בפסח, מפני שהפסח זמן תבואה הוא. אמר הקדוש ברוך הוא הביאו לפניי עומר בפסח כדי שיתברך לכם תבואה שבשדות. So what is he saying? So he says the whole mitzvah of bringing the Omer is for what? Is for blessing the rest of the crops in the field. So what do you mean? How do I by bringing the Omer, why do I bless the rest of the crops? So we said because the crop, the first crop is the animal feed. That's the seorah. But I'm blessing it by counting the Omer, meaning I'm adding the fire to it. I'm adding the blessing here is the human consciousness that's added to it. That if there's no intent on this and it just grows wild, so there's no blessing. The fact that I say the blessing every day, Asher Gichanu Mitzvah Tzivanu Sefirat HaOmer, the fact that they brought the Omer to the Beis HaMikdash, all these things, they're the human addition, the human input. Not the word I was thinking of. The human input into this whole affair. This whole thing doesn't work unless I add myself into it. So what he's saying in the end is that the Omer has to become Omer with an Aleph. The Sefirat Omer has to become Omer with an Aleph. And that's the whole purpose.
You mean our hashpah?
Yeah. So how would you say that, hashpah?
That's influence.
I said influence, but it's not. I wanted a contribution.
Okay.
It's our contribution to the whole geschäft, to the whole business here. שהכהן מבחינת חסד מקטירה על גבי המזבח. I'm sorry. פירוש שאנו מעלים השפעת המלאכים שמבחינת שעורה. So the angels, all they are, what angels don't have is speech. They can't speak. We said we create the angels that speak. That was the thing that we spoke about before.
You say that? You mean angels weren't created to speak?
No, the angels are the speech that we create.
Yeah.
We said that. Yeah. When we speak, those are the angels coming out. So the angels, all they can do, they're mibchinat tzorah, they're called like barley. They're like animals considered. They're also called animals, chayot hakodesh. They're all pictured as animals. They're the ox and the eagle and the lion and all the different types of animals. But the human contribution, that is the priest, שהכהן בחינת חסד מקטירה על גבי המזבח ונכללת באש מלמעלה. So I take the Omer and I put it on the altar to add it to what? What am I adding when I put it on the altar? The fire. So what is done in the Beis HaMikdash, what's done in the temple, is exactly what I do when I speak. I add the fire to the Omer. The Omer is there already. There's already a mitzvah. It's all built. What's missing is the speech. That's the human contribution. The fire, it's the same thing as when we say the ish v'isha. Why we called a man and a woman are called ish v'isha? What's the root? The root is ish. What do we mean by ish? So they both have consciousness. That's the main thing that makes them into an ish and isha. And then we say these two consciousnesses, if they're not with God, so they become separate and they're eaten by their own consciousness. Esh ochaltan, that they fight all the time, so they're constantly being eaten by their own consciousness. If they add Yud K into it, the letters of Hashem's name, then the Shechina is between them. The Shechina is also fire, but it's a different type of fire. It's a fire that joins things together. It doesn't consume them. Okay, so that's it. So we actually finished quite a bit.